Or something. Hey everybody, this is BoboTheVulture.
It's Zaisha. I mean, Mysterious JG.
And this is Let's Play Together, even though it is a one-player game, Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker.
And it's not really a one-player game. It's just a game that we would be playing each other on versus mode if we had the same version.
That's true. So, there's a level 12 Fulton recovery mission, and infiltrating the crater base.
Now, I got to do a plot mission and a Fulton mission. It seems only fair that you get to play as Vulture and Snake. Vulture versus Snake, next on Discovery Channel.
Fulton recovery to rescue the researcher. Ooh. Oh, there's a specific...
Let's get this mission started.
Let's
Complete
get
the
it
mission
started.
and proceed to the Fulton recovery point so we can get you back alive and well.
Vulture.
Good luck out there.
Alright.
BoboTheVulture, I'm speaking directly to you.
This is your computer. Oh wow, Vulture is like a million times better than the next dude.
Well, he's somewhat better than the next guy. He's not at Snake's level, but I mean, Snake is significantly better than him at like C4 and Claymores and then whatever those other two icons. I mean, I think he's okay. He doesn't have as much life.
Vulture, I don't. What is the orange thing? The orange bar on top. Does that mean
I don't
that
know
he's
if that's like his potential growth or if it's how much he's grown since the last time he leveled. Either way, man, you got to go with the Vulture.
Oh sure.
Give him a.
Yeah, I gotta give him a Mosin Nagant.
Yeah. Vulture Bobo doesn't like to kill, but he does like to fall.
What is this?
You might need to equip C4. I don't think so, but Vulture Bobo is a big fan of stun grenades.
It'll knock soldiers unconscious.
You could be getting better with those. I mean, I like this game because it actually seems like it eventually starts to reward grinding. I know it's a bad thing, but I do tend to be a sucker for games that will let you grind skills and stuff. RPG elements in your first-person shooter.
Okay. Let's go over here. We got operations. We got some. Got the Fulton system.
You can switch his uniform to, you know, the American flag on the back, Russian flag on the front.
Sounds like a good idea. Let's
Cold War camo.
get some curry.
Yeah.
I like curry. Tech stripes. We got squares. That's supposed to be good for an urban environment.
And the squares they said was good for trees. Naked sucks in every place.
Yeah, but look at how
It is badass.
It's like,
yeah.
and I'm holding a fucking RPG.
You
whereas
can
I'm
do
not
you could do
an
naked
artist.
with other
naked tiger
types
stripe,
of pants.
naked squares. But with a ninja.
khakis. You can put on khakis.
I could
Your
put
best.
on
I think your environment here we're in is jungle-y, I guess. I don't know. Pink.
Yeah, Chico the Vulture.
Pink or Vulture, the communist Vulture.
That's right.
We're probably best off with water. Good in the swamp.
I was gonna say these are actually some pretty good ones. Wow, that's very good.
Well, Tiger Stripe tended to be the most useful in general in Snake Eater when you didn't have any other default. So J Fatigues is, let's see J Fatigues again. It's just okay everywhere, but particularly good in the jungle. Tiger Strike is just as good in the jungle, but better in a couple of other places.
Yeah.
So
And
squares, excellent trees.
Alright. Let's go with the tiger stripes. Why not?
Why not indeed? And when you go shirtless, you are obligated to carry an RPG-7. So
Well, I
you
mean,
just can't pull off
that
the
does
look.
make sense.
It makes perfect sense.
Perfect.
Perfectly ridiculous.
Can you do a Joe Don Baker?
Your current objective is to retrieve the researchers.
Your time is running out in the menu. It's just saying.
Yeah.
Mosin Nagant, bitch.
Yeah, I'm Mosin-Nagant, bitch. What are you gonna do about it?
Well, you're not actually equipped with Mosin-Nagant.
No, I know.
See why you didn't even hit that dude. In the second round, you one-shot KO'd him, which is pretty good. But good job, you rescued the researcher. Wait a second.
Fulton recovery helicopter is complete.
Nope, alright. Oh, I don't actually want to go down this way.
Oh, you're learning. He's evolving, folks. Got the shoulder switch thing down. Oh, that's some good shit right there.
Head for the recovery zone. We'll pick you up there.
Okay, my turn. You played a mission.
You did it. Keep it up.
Sorry. Keep it up.
Yeah, vulture bitches.
Bobo is just... You guys just should have seen how happy he looked.
I was like, yeah, I have my hands up in the air. I'm not waving them like I don't care, because I do care deeply about how that mission just went.
Oh, man, look at all that heroism.
I got so much. I got a serious heroism problem. Yeah. Alright, so.
I mean, I want to start improving that Mosin-Nagant, but at the same time, the Hush Puppy's pretty much our main weapon. Yeah. So it's good to see that gradually increase. We got a little while before it levels up to the next one, but... Well, if we don't use it, it'll never get there.
Personnel report has
arrived.
Let's go to Mother Base.
Oh, because we captured a guy. 2 guys, actually.
Yeah, we covered a researcher. He'll hopefully help us research things.
Vultures.
Level up, bitches. Lungfish is like, I was so inspired by Bobo. Seagull's like, Bobo changed
Yeah, Bobo's
my
gonna
life.
help me get my life together.
Yes. Alright, 3 new members in the unit. NG unit. Let's get these 3 new guys set up in G unit.
Meadowlark will presumably a flamingo. Red Falcon.
Wow, flamingo's pretty bad. Where did Meadowlark end up going? We don't have any BOWs in
The combat unit?
yeah.
They've probably seen enough of war. Of course, all the guys we have in a combat unit are actually were prisoners.
Oh, he's gonna be a secret agent.
Secret agent man, secret agent man.
Alright, we'll save that my new performance. Oh man, nothing like a good Fulton recovery mission, you know? Just makes
to
you
lift your spirits.
Just makes you feel
to
right.
be captured by a helicopter.
Yes, my spirit then gets captured by a helicopter, so it's good.
And forced to work in a kitchen.
No limit target practice.
I wonder if we should just do the target practice missions just to get a check mark by them, but our next big thing is going to be infiltrating the crater base. Follow them. We can infiltrate the enemy's main base inside the crater of Iratsu.
We're already in the
Snake,
enemy's main
you're
base.
north of the village. The truck carrying the nukes is heading towards the heart of the
Yeah, I
mountain.
did have started
That's
doing
its final destination. We've got no intel on what lies beyond, so stay
Although we've
sharp.
heard rumors about the King of Snakes, which can turn you to stone with its glare.
Though, unfortunately, I don't feel like going back now, but I was kind of curious on how our tank is doing.
Irasu has more than one crater, because he's erupted so many times. I heard most of them filled up with rainwater and became lakes.
Calderas, huh?
Calderas. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
Hey,
man.
I got an idea. When you get to the lake, can you keep an eye out for weird animals for me?
Weird
People
things.
all over the world tell stories about giant monsters living in lakes. Nessie in Loch Ness, Nahuelito in Argentina, Ogopogo in Canada. I can hardly keep track of them all.
Ogopogo?
They say
Those are three
that
things.
all
I
these
can't keep
sightings
track of
prove
3
dinosaurs
items.
do still exist.
But crater lakes are isolated. They're not connected to rivers.
Yeah, but you know Mokele Mumbembe in the Congo River? He can walk on land. So maybe they moved there from some other lake.
You sure know a lot about UMAs.
There used to be a guy in El Frente who was a hunter. He taught me lots of things. He even
His
said
name was Hunter
he once
Hearst
went to a
Elsley.
place called Isla del Monstruo.
A hunter on Isla del Monstruo.
Someday, I'm gonna be a hunter and catch some rare animals.
He met
Right after we
I
restore
was gonna
peace
say
to our land.
Kalis, but I meant what is the name of like Godzilla's little like friend?
Minion.
No, not his son.
Oh, Angelus.
Angelus, yeah. He like put up a gutsy fight against King Ghidorah, but couldn't get it done. Godzilla had to come in. It was like he was like playing Ricky Morton. He had to tag out to Robert Gibson. Eventually, they took him out with a double drop kick.
Did you ever hear of the Loch Ness
Oh,
Monster?
that must be
Now
the
that one
Midnight
I
Express
know.
you're talking about.
Pretty
No,
much
it's
everyone's heard of Nessie.
Great, so I don't have to explain. I think she's a long
You're not so
lost
stupid.
dinosaur.
You don't know about the
you?
Midnight Express. are you?
Sure. Why not?
One of the compas gave me a book about it, with photos. It looks exactly like
Listen,
the
kid, the
plesiosaur.
last time I
Then
humored
why
somebody
does
who
it
kept
only
talking
live in
about
Loch
shit I didn't
Ness?
care about, it turned out she was an
Probably got
evil
cut off from the
scientific
ocean.
genius who's creating
Back
all
when
sorts
Loch
of
Ness
bad
was part of the ocean,
machines.
some plesiosaurs became trapped there when the climate changed. There weren't any mammals there, so no natural predators. Today's Nessie is descended from those plesiosaurs.
Then wouldn't it make sense for there to be monsters in other lakes with similar climates?
Exactly. That's why there's been giant monster sightings in a bunch of other places. Like Nahuelito and Ogopogo.
There's so
I don't
many,
know
I
if there's
can't
one
keep
in
track.
Iguazu too, but I know there's definitely something living in Lago Cosipolca.
I think it might be fish.
Fish.
Insects.
You mentioned the
peppers.
Nahuelito. What is it?
It's
What's
a
a new dish in
plesiosaur
Taco
that lives
Bell?
in Lago Nahuel Huapi in Argentina.
It's got crispy
It's
strips.
described a little differently, but I'm sure it's basically the same creature as Nessie. Except for one thing.
A
What?
huge boner.
Well, according to one theory, it's the result of a nuclear test back in the 50s.
What? There's no record of a nuclear test in Argentina in the 50s.
At the time, the president, General Juan Perón, was pushing hard to industrialize the country.
Listen, kid, I know a
I
lot
wouldn't be
about being
surprised if he
exposed to
conducted a
nuclear
top secret
tests.
nuclear test before he was overthrown in a
That's
coup.
why I think of you as a son.
Sounds
Son,
a
I'm
little
gonna make chops.
far-fetched to me.
You think? Then maybe Nahuelito really is a dinosaur.
No, I didn't say that.
I mean, it's really pretty obvious.
Wait a minute.
Thanks for clearing that up, boss.
Dinosaur.
I do that all the time. You know, I feel kind of sad now, actually, that the Metal Gear Solid 3 HD edition cuts out the big boss and nightmare sequence about vampires. Because I want to reference that dialogue he has with paramedics, where they were selling this, like, whatever the current PS2 Castlevania game was.
Yeah.
But
By vampires. So
Vampire Warrior.
I feel bad that I'm hearing this information from
Chico.
Chico. I honestly feel like Ogopogo is something that we should have learned in cross country Canada.
Yeah, we probably should. I'll say this:
What
Chico
about
is
the Ogopogo?
infinitely more entertaining than Paz,
And
at least.
what kind of name is that anyway?
Ogopogo's a monster that lives in Okanagan
That's
Lake.
not what I asked.
I guess it's an Indian name because it's a legend passed down by the Indians.
A
You
legend,
mean like Vishnu?
Yeah.
That's probably not.
Well,
There's
Vishnu.
written records of it too. The first one was in 1872, and there's
He was
been
written
more
in
sightings since
feces
the
on the
start
side
of
of
the
a
20th
wall.
century.
The side
You
of the
starting
wall
to get
was
into
the inside.
UMA's too, Snake?
Yeah, maybe.
UMA hunting. Now that's a real man's adventure.
You gonna be
What
the
do you
main
think,
man, man?
Snake? After Nicaragua's at peace again, you want to go exploring together?
Well, we'll see. Might not be such a bad life.
Hey, once Nicaragua's at peace again, do you want to go hunting and child soldiering with me?
Folks, I just want to throw in real quick. If it sounds like we're making fun of the accents, generally what we're doing is referencing phrases we've heard in that accent in the past, because there was a sequence, if you play Grand Theft Auto Vice City, where you're racing on a boat trying to impress the Cubans, where this guy, he's like rapid fire pre-recorded dialogue, reacting to whatever you do. He's like, "You're the man. I never seen anyone as good as man. You're the best, man. You suck, man." Because then you miss a turn. It's like, "You're fucking terrible, man. You ain't got no balls, man." And then you hit a turn. It's like, "You're the best that's ever lived, man. You're incredible, man."
Yes,
So
fight
that's-
like man with huge cojones.
Yeah. Huge.
Mokele mbele.
Mokele Mumbembe lives in the Congo River. There's nothing mysterious
So there's not
about
much
it,
for me
though.
to say about
It's
him.
already been confirmed as a real living dinosaur.
What?
The local people know all about
Yeah,
it. And when they were shown a drawing of a brontosaurus,
You really
every
threw you for
one
a
of them
swerve
said it was
there.
Mokele
I'm
Mumbembe.
shocked that this kid
When
believes
peace
there are
returns to Nicaragua,
dinosaurs.
I want to go to the Congo myself.
And create war
The
there.
revolutionary movement in the Congo ended in failure, you know.
Yeah, I know. I wish we could do something to help, but Africa's awfully far away.
And they don't have
You
oil.
could
Ride a
Wonder if
giant
they ever
dinosaur.
saw Mokele Mumbembe.
I made a
wonder
very
if I
political
will.
joke. Though. You went with
Best to take
dinosaurs.
care of business here before daydreaming about Africa.
They're
Yeah,
working
I
overtime.
guess you're right.
How you finding the rains back in Africa?
I don't know, just keep looking.
Oh God, Paz, why do you have to have new things to say?
Oh shit. Look at all this.
Well, see, we haven't heard enough from her yet for me to be really sick of her yet.
Yeah, Chico. Oh, that's right. He still has more information about the Legend of Isla del Monsturo.
Snake, legend has it, a place called Isla del Monstruo is near Costa Rica.
It's a
Isla
great
del
restaurant.
Monstruo.
It was discovered in the 18th century by Caribbean pirates sailing over
Sailing
to
to
the Pacific.
Jack's
And the
Pacific.
island in Treasure Island
He was
is based
discovered
on one near
by
Costa
Captain
Rica, too.
Kenway while he was
Ah,
looking
Treasure
for a
Island.
magical precursor
Remember
item
reading
that would
that.
allow you
You
to
read
read the
too?
minds of the Templar.
Ah, that makes things easier. In Nicaragua, we too have a story about a group of pirates that encountered a flying monster out at sea. Some even say they landed on this monster island, though we still don't know exactly where it is. That's the reason I've always wanted to come to Costa Rica.
Ha! I see.
Ooh, I heard another story about a talking cat that lives somewhere in Costa Rica. They say it'll take you to this place.
Interesting stuff.
Want to know more about the island?
Maybe later. If I'm headed that way, you can fill me in.
I can't
Okay,
wait for Kennedy
just
to
let
be
me know.
assassinated so I can blame it on talking cats and dinosaurs.
Is anybody here?
Oh, this is like 1972, right?
See, yeah, no,
Yeah, okay. So
yeah, no.
Did
he's-
you
he's
know
long
that
gone.
Kennedy was murdered by talking cats, backed up by dinosaurs?
Yes, a young Oliver Stone.
Amanda's so bossy. It's always follow me or stay
It's
here.
always
The
follow
other
me.
day she told me, chew your
Work.
gallo pinto before you swallow. Can you believe it?
Knowing your sister? Yeah, I
yeah, she's a
can.
real piece
The
of work,
enemy could
kid.
strike at any time. I can't sit around taking my sweet time eating. I'm
Let
a
dinosaurs to be
sandinista,
discussed.
just like the others. I don't need some woman telling me what to do.
Some woman.
Oh,
She's your sister, and she's doing the best she can to fill your father's shoes.
I know, but
Yeah, I know, but my father didn't use the
lately
way
she
he
hasn't
was.
been doing so good. I should be strong for her.
Now you're talking.
And now you're not talking.
Actually, you were still talking, but I just hit the stop button. Now let's get simple here.
Sorry to hear about your dad.
Don't be.
Sorry
was-
about your face.
He is a guerrilla warrior.
He runs
pledge our
around in the
lives to our
forest
country
throwing poop
and
at people.
I'm ready to die
He's
too
like a
if I have
legend. He's
sure?
totally real.
to. You better believe it. Like mi viejo used to say. Patria o muerte.
Che said it first.
My dad used to tell us all kinds of stories. About General Sandino and his fight against La Guardia.
Oh, Santino
My
Morello.
mom
I tried to
before
get
she
to the
left us.
airport and it was
You didn't
terrible.
want to go with her.
It's not like that. La Revolucion comes first, that's all.
You must wish you could see her, though.
I don't know. But I know I'll see her again when this is all over. Somehow, I just know it. When I do, me and my mom and papa are all going to live together again.
And Amanda will be dead, crushed by dinosaurs.
At least that's what I thought.
Oh, okay.
Now,
Hang in there, Chico. Your sister needs you.
Now
Okay.
pull your hat straight. That whole look isn't even around yet.
have you ever heard, shoot, coward, you're only going to kill a man?
Yeah, I told you that when I tried to
Che's last
offer
words.
to kill you.
He'd been captured in Bolivia and said it to the soldiers just as they were about to execute him.
El Che. He was something, wasn't he? Coming
That's
up with a
Spanish
line
for
like
the
that,
Che.
knowing he was about to die.
After the Cuban Revolution, Che gave up his position in the new government to aid in revolutions in other countries. He knew he could die at any time, and he was ready for it.
Me? I couldn't even take a little torture.
But you've been reborn as an hombre nuevo.
What does
Right,
that
Chico?
mean in English,
Right.
Snake? So now I can't wait to be executed so that I can go with something cool to say. Like, now I will finally get to meet the dinosaurs and talking cats. When you shoot me, make sure it is in a room with ugly curtains so I can say either those curtains go or I do.
Don't you ever get lonely living away from your mom?
No,
Vic,
really.
you're not helping.
My compas are my family now. A lot of them are from the same village as me.
So you had plenty of people to take care of you.
Take
They're
care of me.
dinosaurs.
I'm a warrior, like any other Sandinista.
My
We look out
name
for each
is
other.
Warrior.
That is how it works.
Sorry. Guess I misspoke.
Now we're scattered because of that colibri. Wonder where everybody went. Hey, Snake. If you see any Frente prisoners, please, you gotta get them out, okay? Those guys are
Okay.
solid, every one. You could use them in
They're Metal
MSF.
Gear Solid.
And what's our role in Mother Brain?
For his role.
Hey, Snake. Are there any jobs for me here at Mother Base? I can do anything.
Peel
You don't
potatoes.
have to work, you know.
Why don't you craft us a
Treat me
nuclear
like a
weapon?
kid. I'm a man now.
Okay, then. What are you good at?
Let me think. Everything. Pull me on any team. I can pull my own weight.
Well, you are young. You'll probably be a fast learner.
I
Well,
need
think of
someone to draw
something.
pictures
Anything
of
you
dinosaurs.
need, boss. You'll see. I can fight as good as anybody.
Honestly, that would be better than your standard break room where they have like stock pictures of like food, just like sandwiches or whatever.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just like a child's drawing of dinosaurs on the walls. I'm looking forward to checking out this military base now. All right.
Later in the game. I guess.
Yes, when we go there.
I think we're done with them.
Oh, yeah, okay. How do I get back? Oh, there we go. Let's check out Amanda's stuff. I think we're going to go through all of this
And then call it a
extra
video.
dialogue and call this one good. Let's hear about the big-time history.
Since it was founded, my country has not once been able to choose its own path.
Well, what I want.
For
It's just a
Spain
regular
and
story
America,
and not a choose your own
over
adventure. It's
100
lame.
years of this.
I know.
In the 19th century, an American mercenary named William Walker seized power in Nicaragua.
He shot
I'd heard
lightning
he
bolts out of
exploited
his
rivalries
arse.
between the political
That's
parties.
William Wallace.
Even
excuse me.
after we expelled him, the Americans sent in their Marines under the pretext of quelling political unrest
And the real reason?
to intimidate the government and thwart the construction of the Nicaragua Canal.
Okay.
So why don't you build it now?
I thought the U.S. already has the rights to build a canal in Nicaragua.
They never intended to build a canal there. They'd already started digging in Panama. A canal in Nicaragua would break up the Panama Canal's monopoly. Reason enough for America to stick its nose
Nicaragua's
into
a
our
lot
affairs.
They
thicker
snagged
than
the
Panama.
rights so nobody else could build there.
It was General Sandino who finally stood up to los Yankees.
Long pause and stop. Step, turn, kick.
General Sandino waged a guerrilla war against the Marines, at
Throwing
last
massive
driving them
amounts
out.
of poo at them.
He was a true hero.
General
And
Santino
to
used
us
to put this
Sandinistas,
snake puppet
they
on
can't
his hand,
bother.
and it was his
When they
finisher.
pulled out, the
It's
Americans
ridiculous.
left us something to remember them by.
The National Guard.
Yes, La Guardia. In name, a peacekeeping force, but in reality, Commander Somoza's personal army, answering to no one else. Unable to stay silent, General Sandino went to protest and was assassinated by Somoza as he made his way home. It was then that Somoza and Los Sapos began to eat our country alive, from the inside.
We shouldn't have made our country have a creamy caramel center.
So tell me about this guy. He's got a sweet tooth.
It has been 40 years since the Somoza family became the rulers of Nicaragua. With La Guardia at their command, no one can challenge them.
But he's a good
You
guy,
came
really.
here on the run from the National Guard, right?
See, they took everything. Our land, our homes, our jobs.
Now belong to Somoza.
See, the law too. He's even got the judges in his pocket. You defy him, you face death. Everyone bows and scrapes before La Guardia. Even then you might get a beating if they are in a bad mood.
And you're trying to change things.
So yeah, I guess
That's
the
not
Berkeley
all.
protesters need
These
to get over
Somozas
it.
use their power to line their
Apparently,
pockets.
the National
They
Guard is even
confiscate
meaner in
people's
Nicaragua.
land and hand it to
I didn't
members
know
of the
about this
Somoza
before.
family. By now, close to half the farmland in Nicaragua is theirs. We were powerless until... You remember the earthquake 2 years ago?
Yeah, I heard the capital was hit pretty
It
hard.
was
We lost
instigated by
Managua,
Destro.
our capital city. People sent aid from all around the world. Tears of sorrow turned to tears of joy. Yet almost all of it was embezzled by the Somozas. They sold out those who'd lost everything for money. They feasted on our
Generally
country's
what you sell
suffering.
people out for.
Public resentment is at the boiling point. The Somozas' days are numbered. We will see to it.
Chico will take care of them with his dinosaur brigade.
Not
That's, sorry,
Harpo.
that's Rusty, his partner. Sandino's assassination.
The first Somoza was originally no more than the commander of La Guardia.
He headed up the
Ordinarily, a man
airports
at the
commission.
station could never hope to become president. But the president at the time had no power to back him. The only one with the strength to oppose him was General Sandino. No, better to say the general was the only one who dared oppose him. There was nothing special about him. Above all, it takes a strong will to see justice done. That is what he taught us.
It's also what motivated Somoza to have him killed.
Yes.
So remember that.
The
when you
rest was
save-
easy. He got rid of the president, taking office in a sham election. And
It
once
was
he had the power,
orchestrated by your
he never gave it
patriots.
up.
Talk about heavy-handed.
He had the Americans backing
sorry
him. That's
about
why.
the Patriots.
They
I
didn't
shouldn't
want
have
to hand
drank
over
that
power to a
coffee.
rebellious general.
Even so,
Convinced
it's
Major
hard to believe
Zero
Washington
formed
would give
the
its blessing to
Patriots.
a guy like that.
Like
The
Gene's
American
always
president
lecturing
at
us
the
on
time
these
put it this way.
broken Western
Somoza
elections.
may be a son of a
Like the
bitch, but
Japanese
he's
political
our
system
son of
has
a
really
bitch.
been producing a lot of
In other words,
stable
Better
and
a
functioning
dog or
governments.
Los Sapos than an anti-U.S. regime.
Didn't it take that one big historical event that they like to harp on indefinitely to keep them from having a divinely ordained emperor to...
Well, yeah, there's that, but I mean, I'm just talking about the fact that they can't go 6 months without having a vote of no confidence.
Oh, well, time for an earthquake.
The Managua earthquake struck
Yeah,
2 years
look out.
ago, the day before Christmas Eve.
He was engineered
Giant
by the
cracks
patriots.
opened up in the streets.
And the
Sleeping
CIA
children were crushed in collapsing houses.
and
No
NATO.
chance to escape. No visit from Santa Claus. Thanks to Somoza, the old
didn't
houses
cough on
could
the
not
wall?
even get rebuilt. It was a nightmare.
I heard the epicenter was right in the middle of the city.
Even today, it's too dangerous to build on top of the fault
And
line.
it's dangerous
The
to
city
go
center
alone.
is still in ruins.
And to make things worse, Somoza stole the recovery money.
We must not
Get on
fail.
Wikipedia.
We
and,
owe
like,
it to those who lost their
find out
lives. We
whether.
will defeat Somoza.
I mean, I have no doubt that there was really nasty presidents in Central America during the 70s, but this would be late 60s. But
Well, it's 1974 when this mission
sad,
is
yeah.
happening, apparently. But yes,
it's Fox
FML.
Sports Late Night.
We are Sandinistas, the heirs of General Sandino's will.
Sandino, the father of modern guerrilla warfare.
To you, maybe. To us, he's more like a real father.
You were like,
That
we had
why you
sex
named
with all
yourselves
our
after
wives.
Of course. La Frente Sandinista de Liberación Nacional. The Sandinista National Liberation Front is named in his honor. We share the general's goal, to take back our country's freedom. In his day, from America. In ours, from the despot Somoza.
Times have changed, but the song remains the same.
Patria libre o morir. That is our slogan. El Che used to say the same thing, you know.
Patria o muerte, the slogan of the Cuban Revolution. So, you're fighting for a socialist revolution too, then?
No,
so you want a
it's not about
socialist
ideology.
revolution?
We only want to
Well,
live
you
normal
know.
lives. We are sick of living in a country where you can be beaten for walking down the street, where you
Look,
never
I'd love
know
to
if your
talk
neighbor
more
is
about
snitching
this,
on you.
but
There's
Our goal is to
dinosaurs
give
that your
back the
brother
country
wants to
to
talk
its
about.
people.
Yes.
Yeah. The Cuban Revolution started out like that, too.
We
Now
are
they've
few
got
in
awesome
number,
50s
but
cars
we
they
will
have to keep
win.
roadworthy.
Victoria o muerte. For a revolutionary, there is no other fate.
Didn't we hear about him already?
Augusto
think.
Cesar Sandino.
Oh, we never got his middle name.
General and hero of Nicaragua. 50 years ago, conflict broke out between the political parties of Nicaragua. The U.S. Marines intervened in the name of restoring order. The only one who refused to listen to their call for reconciliation was General Sandino.
Huh. One man against the Marines. That takes
Wait,
guts.
so he was the one
The
guy who
general
refused to
wasn't
stop
a professional
fighting.
soldier. Neither were his compadres. And they certainly could not match the Marines' equipment. But he used the land to his advantage, lurking in
He
the
threw
fields and
clouds
hills
of
of
dirt at
Nicaragua,
them.
and using surprise attacks to harass the Marines.
I know. I've read plenty of textbooks on guerrilla warfare.
In the end, he drove them out. He was truly a role model for us.
Diane Arvis
Yeah,
wrote the best
but that was
textbook
the
I've ever
30s.
read on guerrilla warfare.
Didn't the Depression have something to do
She's
with
the
it?
photographer. No, I'm
It
not thinking
takes
of it. Who's
cash
the
to wage
girl
war.
in the mystery?
Perhaps. But there is no denying what the general accomplished. The people hailed him as the General de Hombres Libres, the General of free men. They loved him.
Oh, the General of
Then
Men. So he had his brother,
he
the
was
General of
assassinated.
Heaven, and then the General of Earth.
Anastasio Somoza Garcia,
Yeah.
commander of La Guardia.
That
The
airport.
father of the current Somoza.
Somoza had the Americans backing. That is the way things were. The general may be dead, and the times may have changed.
The
But
times they
his
are
will
changing.
lives on inside each of us. We are the sons and daughters of General Sandino.
We are the sons of liberty.
So I'm going back to sick bay now. This has really tired me out.
No, I'm getting a little bit woozy here.
Hey, how's the watermelon business these days?
Not bad. I hear the compas back home are hanging in
Why
there
are you
too.
asking me about
Good to
watermelons?
hear.
Why do you assume I
You
like
know our
watermelons?
nickname. I'm impressed. No wonder they call you boss.
You
Bosses
used
are
to
known
hide
for
your
their
weapons and
nickname
hollowed
models.
out watermelons. Smuggle them right past the National Guard. You even transported pineapple grenades that way. The name caught on among sympathizers in the region and...
What are you talking about?
Exposed your trick.
They call us watermelon sellers because the general's name sounds like the word for watermelon. Sandia.
Really?
Si.
Damn it, Kaz.
Yeah, that causes a fucker, isn't it?
Yes.
I'm too old for him,
A
though,
revolution
apparently.
to bring
I'm
peace
too
to your
old for this
country,
shit.
huh? No matter
Yeah,
how much we
Kaz.
fight, peace never gets any closer, does it?
I do not like it, but it is the only
Peace
way.
never changes.
If we do not fight back, they'll just keep exploiting us. You want proof? Look at our country's history. Revolution is a means and not an end. I know. When the revolution is victorious,
America.
I want my country to be at peace. But to bring peace, we have to first eliminate that traitorous scum.
It's an old saying. We make war that we may live in peace.
Who said it?
Aristotle.
Oh, so.
You know your history.
Onassis.
I had a good teacher.
It has
Oh,
always
apparently she
been
can't even
like
pass
this.
the Turing test.
People making the same mistakes over and over. And still, all we can do is fight.
I hear you. If you've got a goal, you've got to keep moving forward.
Don't stop thinking about tomorrow.
I noticed you called Che Guevara El Che.
Not just us. Everyone in these parts does.
Well, mostly
Che
just
was
me.
always his nickname. It does not feel right to call him by his last name. I was shocked the first time I saw you. You look so much like him.
What?
You have an
I
eye
look like
patch?
El Che, huh?
Sort of. Not in the face. It's more the way you carry yourself.
I guess Che's a hero to the Sandinistas, too.
Of course. The FSLN was formed in the spirit of the ideologies championed by El Che and Fidel.
Fidel Castro.
Oh, that Fidel.
So, you're trying to bring the Cuban Revolution to Nicaragua.
We want their cigars,
we
too.
were.
Thanks.
But Cuba isn't what it once was. Not since El Che left.
And not since
El
Coleman
Che
Francis
was a
arrived.
true revolutionary. He fought and died for the people. He worked harder than anybody, and he was a righteous
Castro's
man.
just a funny
Even
guy
as
with a beard and a
minister of
hat.
Cuba, he gave up his weekends to work on the farms and public works. As a volunteer, no less.
Yeah, I've heard the stories. But when you think about it, wasn't it that obsession that did him in?
How do you mean?
We can't all be supermen. He thought the ideals he applied in Cuba would work in Bolivia, but he failed to win converts and the support of the peasants, and it cost him his life.
Maybe you are right.
Oh
But
well,
at least he
the
did not
revolution's a
steal
good
from those
idea. We'll
peasants,
just drop it.
no matter how hard things got.
Yeah, I can sympathize with that. There's plenty of guerrillas out there who'd rob their own people to feed their revolutions.
If we had a comandante like him, the Sandinistas would find the will to fight.
The Will Smith.
See, I'm reminded of this movie called Tribulation 99, which was a fake documentary which included the line
Oh, yeah.
that and our good friend Noriega was transformed into an insane voodoo-spouting freak.
Yeah, didn't the Cubans have psychic vampires in
They
that one?
did have psychic vampires, yes.
Yes. All right.
Tribulation 99, folks.
Yes.
Hombre Nuevo.
Probably on
You called
YouTube.
that giant chopper an hombre nuevo.
See, it means new man.
Oh, good.
Don't you tell me what it means.
Tell that to your brother. He's acting like he doesn't know.
It must be controlled by machine.
Yeah, it seems that way.
We call machines
No human
machina.
being could pull off those crazy maneuvers.
We are
It's
there
not
forbidden
crazy.
near
It's
Nicaragua.
smart. It sings too.
When we first saw it, one of your men said, "Pilot must be an hombre nuevo."
Me, I do not like the name.
I
Why?
prefer to
Hombre
call it.
Nuevo was what El
Rocky.
Che was striving to become. What all of us who joined the Sandinistas strive to become.
Well, I mean,
That's
I'd
why.
like to become
An hombre nuevo is one who
whatever
finds
the
joy
word
in
is for new
virtue
woman,
and voluntary labor. It makes me furious to see that name given to such a monster.
I'll bet.
Well, I just told you. I mean, you don't need to bet.
Chico called that helicopter El Colibri.
Our name for the hummingbird. You saw how that chopper moved. How it hovered in midair like a hummingbird.
I hovered in front of
A
a
hell
big
of a lot bigger
flower.
than a bird, though.
True, but better than hombre nuevo, don't you think? When you get kidnapped by El Colibri, it's all over. They take you to a prison camp and torture you until you snitch on your compas.
That's what took Chico.
They have no mercy. Once you talk, they toss you out like trash. I knew this, and still I could not save Chico. If he cannot be saved, I will do what must be done.
Don't write him off like that.
Yeah, he's right over.
Sometimes you have to
Right
serve
over
Run
there.
these
You
things
wanna-
out of
you wanna
order.
talk to him?
against sacrificing your honor.
I guess this is where I got
Get
the
it
idea to
back.
call him Hombre
I
Nuevo,
promise.
but I guess it makes sense that these are all on cassette tape, so.
Drugs. There are some.
The
Trying to
land
find
in
out
our
how terrible the
country
Americans
belongs
are.
to us, and yet it does not belong to us.
They
How
ruined
so?
everything.
Along the coast, it is all banana groves, and in the mountains, it is coffee.
China groves.
I guess in that way,
Talking
it
about
is not so
China
different from here.
groves.
Plantations.
Almost all the bananas and coffee are sold as exports.
They're
The
just
landlords keep
people
the money for
looking to
themselves,
eat.
leaving precious little to the farmers. Worse, the biggest landowners in the country are Somoza and his family.
You've never mentioned him
It does
before.
bring
What's
in
his deal?
foreign currency.
I doubt even that, at least for bananas. The plantations are owned by American corporations. The bananas are processed in factories on the
But I
plantations
thought
and
that
exported to
Chiquita
America
Banana
from
was one
private
of your
ports.
native
It's like having
locals.
little American enclaves along the coast of Nicaragua.
But the farmers have no choice but to go work there.
Es ridículo. The people have to take their land back. It is one of the things we are fighting for.
They have to take their land back and give it to a central authority, which will then not allow them to reap its benefits. Look, we haven't worked the whole thing out yet.
Tell me, when exactly did you realize your dad was working with the KGB?
About 6 months ago. Up until then, we only had beans to eat.
Suddenly
And
we
then
had a
suddenly we started to
whole
get
lot of
eggs and
tractors.
flour. Our bullet shortage simply disappeared.
How'd he get the cocaine?
Ask the KGB. All we did here was process it. Coca plants grow here too. But to my knowledge, almost all of the stuff we used came from Colombia and Bolivia.
It's
The
processed
stuff
in a
you
factory
used
and then
to-
shipped to ports on the
You
Caribbean
got a
Sea.
nosebleed going.
Where does it go after that?
I never thought about it. I mean, I did not want to think about it.
The biggest cocaine consumer in the world is the United States.
Is John
I'm guessing they smuggle it in on
States
vessels disguised as
specifically.
fishing boats.
Wait. La CIA uses that route too. Are you telling me they're selling cocaine to their own country?
Looks that way.
Funds.
Those bastards are turning their own children into junkies? Are they insane?
No, just afraid. Afraid of a communist Central America.
Oh, and President Kennedy, I don't like him either. They assassinated him using a talking cat and dinosaurs. It just keeps coming. Prattling on about virtue. This is the last 5. It has to be.
The final 5.
Amanda, when did you join up with the Sandinistas?
Final 5.
About a year ago, when I went into the mountains with mi viejo and his group.
I thought your dad was with the FSLN from the start.
Yeah,
No.
but then he joined the
fought
NAACP
alongside
and
General
eventually
Sandino.
NWA.
But after
And
that, he
eventually
retired
was in
for a
the
while.
AARP before
He found a
passing.
job, got a wife in the house, and raised us kids. Then one day, some
Then he joined the
Sandinista students
NWO.
came by.
And he felt the old fire in his belly.
Something like that. All he did was help them escape from La Guardia, though. But then La Guardia showed up. They broke
It's
into
like,
our
oh, they let
house
them
and
escape
began
from
pushing
me.
him around, shouting questions.
I'm guessing he kept his mouth shut.
No matter how hard they hit him. Our house was trashed. After that, he was on their list. They harassed him day and night. It was only then that he gave himself over to the Sandinistas.
Mind,
Kept it
body,
hidden
and
from
soul.
us at first, so we would not get hurt.
He sounds like a good father.
He was.
You mean The Godfather
But
after
my mother
being
got
converted
fed up
by
with
Stevie
it.
Richards?
She left us. I don't blame her.
Why didn't you go with her?
It was a hard decision for sure. But like my father, I could not let Somoza get away with his crimes. But most of all,
Chico.
He wanted
he is
dinosaurs.
too much like his papa. One way or the other, he was going to stay. And I could not leave him behind. Soon enough, La Guardia drove us out, and we found ourselves in the mountains. It just kind of happened.
Well, for an accidental revolutionary, you sure put up a hell of a fight.
The mountains make men into warriors. The training is harsh, but it brings us that much closer to being hombres nuevos.
Chico couldn't ask for a better sister.
Well, you could
I
ask,
can
but
see why they picked you to be Commandante.
you're the only one who has a unique model.
The
Wondering why Pants doesn't have a model and work at Mother Base.
When I was little, I came down with malaria.
I died. He was
Unlucky
horrible.
for me, it was the bad kind.
Oh, not the good
I was in
kind.
a daze the whole time. And at one point they said I was not going to make it.
I'm a ghost. Woo.
Malarial encephalopathy. I hear it's pretty common in tropical malaria cases.
Even today, my memory sometimes gets a little fuzzy.
Who are you again?
Since then, I've had this fear of mosquitoes. When I hear them buzzing nearby, I get jumpy.
Aha, that explains the chain smoking.
See, I thought it might help keep the mosquitoes away, just a little. Maybe it is all in my head. You're the same way, right?
You are also only in my
I will
head.
say this. I prefer a cigar over mosquitoes.
I like smoking
Me too.
mosquitoes.
I've got to hand it to you. Takes guts to conquer your fear like that and live a gorilla's life in the wild.
It is nothing. El Che did not let asthma stop him from leading the revolution. Compared to him,
sounds like a commercial.
I am no hero.
El Che didn't let the revolution, didn't let asthma stop him from leading La Revolution.
He used Claret and Clear.
With his rescue inhaler, he was able to. Let's find out about.
I'm sorry to hear about your dad.
Sorry about
Thank you
your
for
face.
saying that. Mi viejo was the leader of the Frente. He was the last of the generation that knew General Sandino.
Our
He saw
father.
the general's exploits firsthand as a boy. He would tell us stories about it all the time and about how the general was assassinated.
By CIA
Did you know he was
dinosaurs.
getting money from the KGB?
I had some idea,
And they're
but I
talking
did not have the
cat
courage to
President
confront him
Johnson.
about it. I know it was a painful decision for him to make.
I can
But it was
imagine.
that or not have access to
Yes.
cocaine.
My father was a good man. I loved him as a daughter, and his soldiers believed in him.
When
Thanks
he was
to
a
him,
daughter, he was
La Frente
amazing. and I
held
loved
together
it.
even in the worst of times. I don't know if I can ever fill his shoes.
My feet are smaller and more feminine.
Chico's 12, right?
Who's Chico?
Right.
Isn't he a little short for his age?
He's a
Malnourishment.
stormtrooper.
Food is hard to come by when you're running around in the jungle.
Oh, so they're gonna like make Chico this
He's got quite
adorable
an
little
appetite.
8-year-old,
I know.
and then do all this horrible shit to
I
him,
didn't want
and
him
then
to come
say,
in
"Oh,
the
by the way,
first
it's actually
place.
12, so it's not
There
as
was
bad
no
as
one
you
to
think
take
it
him
is."
in. I had no choice but to look after him.
Don't be so hard on yourself.
I wasn't.
Sometimes it's better for a kid to be with his family than far away in a safe place.
For example, I raise kids as soldiers, but I keep them nearby.
Promise me this, though. When your fight is over, make sure he gets a proper education.
No
And
Give
gunpowder
him a
is
chance to be
food.
something other than a gorilla. It's not too late to teach him something other than fighting.
Okay.
You should also learn
I
AI
promise.
hacking.
You know what book Chico really likes? The World Encyclopedia of Mysterious Creatures. The Loch Ness
Dinosaurs, the
Monster,
book.
the Yeti.
Bobo.
UMAs. Yeah, I know.
He's still so much like a boy. I worry about him.
He'll be fine. I know plenty of grown men who still go crazy over UMAs.
Are you serious?
I'm one of them.
Unmarried male accountants.
Why would I hang out the sick bay?
You have taken such good care of me since you saved me from El Colibri. I want to return the favor.
Just
I'm gonna
wait
take
until
care
you're
of you.
healed up. Then we'll talk.
I appreciate that, but you need all the help you can get. It might take a while for me to heal completely, but I'll be fine once I'm on my feet. Put me in a combat unit. I'll pull my
Maybe
weight.
you actually can.
I
do
wouldn't
something.
expect
She does
any
look
less
model.
from a Sandinista Commandante.
Enough flattery. But seriously, it does not feel right for me to be sitting here while my compas are out risking their lives.
One thing's for
They
sure.
have a good moral
Having
compass.
you out in the field would be a big boost to Sandinista morale.
Of
Yeah.
course, our ultimate goal is still the overthrow of Somoza. But until we get ourselves back in order, we will follow your lead, wherever it
Once
takes
we're
us.
back in order, we will
Glad to
kill
have
you.
you on board.
So yeah,
Oh, hold on, I have a whole bunch of new stuff that I just thought of to talk about.
We didn't talk about. Oh, wait, did we talk about relations? There's other pluses, but I think we went through them.
yeah, no,
Yeah,
these
we're
are
done.
drop down menus.
Ooh, so we didn't actually talk to Paz or Miller. Oh, she's got nothing. He's got a bunch of stuff. I mean, you could wait for next time.
Wow, he does have a lot of stuff, doesn't he?
Peace constitutions.
Yeah, we can't do that right now. We can't do this mission right now either. This has turned out to be a pretty long one, even without the existence of.
It'll be a long one.
It'll be actually, yeah, with just the Fulton recovery mission and then endless dialogue.
Well, I know more than I ever knew before about how America is literally the worst country ever.
Yeah, nice place to live. No. So next time we're gonna talk to Master Miller a bunch, and maybe we'll infiltrate the crater base. You never know.
I guess anything's possible.
Yes. Excitement for then, folks. But until that time, this
Hey,
is
you got to see Vulture on Vulture action. Or
You got to see
as
Vulture on Vulture action. It took like about a minute and a half's worth of Vulture on Vulture action, but it was intense. You got to see it was like magic. It's amazing. Anyways, folks, this is BoboTheVulture.
Serious GG.
This is Let's Play Together, even though it's a one-player game, even though it's actually a two-player game with co-op, but we're not doing that. Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you all next time.
And never forgive Santino.